Hey there, it's Mercedes from prettywebs.com, and I'd like to welcome you to the third part of my planner page series. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking to you a lot about setting goals and planning on my blog, but I wanted to create a video to go over it with you. Now, I'm a planning junkie, and it's probably because I work for myself, and as a freelancer, I have to stay accountable in some way, but it's also just part of my nature. And I've tried tons of different planners and strategies, but I find that a written planner and this particular system works best for me. You can take parts of it or use all of it if it works for you, but we're all different and motivated in different ways. The most important thing is that you actually get all the stuff that's swimming around in your head on paper or some type of system and make it real so that you can feel more compelled to take action. Now, we've gone over goal setting, breaking down goals into manageable pieces, and today I want to bring it all together with a weekly action plan that is inspired by a to-do list. I know when I feel scattered, the simple act of making a list can calm me down. I write lists for everything. I even make clickable lists for my resources. As you can tell if you've read any of the articles on my blog, I share a lot of my lists with you. So what is a to-do list calendar? So what you're looking at right here is the calendar that I use. I made this specifically for the way I think because I'm a lister. I write lists for everything. So basically what this is a to-do list here, and then I break it down here, and then anything that doesn't belong in that in just a regular to-do list, I put it here, like scheduled things like appointments and things I have to get done at a specific time. All of that goes here. Now, the reason I like this type of calendar so much is because I can make the calendar schedule as I go. So I typically will sit down on a Sunday and plan everything for the week anyway. But if you're the type of person that just likes to put things, write things down and then go back in and schedule your Monday, schedule your Tuesday, based off of what you have up here, this is a good option for you, and it's just a lot less of an effort or a lot less hassle than it would be to sit there and schedule everything out. If you notice up here, we have these blank boxes. So when we did the goals, the very first worksheet, if you did that, then you had specific categories on those worksheets, and you might have made your own categories or kind of went deeper in with one category. This is what that's for. So if you want to set up different to-do items for different categories of your life, you can do that here. For example, if this was for work and you were doing, well, I blog, so I guess for me it would be list building, marketing, blogging, videos, anything like that, then I would have specific sections for all of that stuff. And you could keep one of these calendars for work. You can keep it for personal use separate, or you can put them all together. It's just really depends on how you like to work. If you like to keep those things separately, then this will work just fine in both scenarios. Now, usually what I do is I'll print one of these for this week, and then I'll have one already printed for next week. That way, if I am going to start doing stuff or I think of something that I need to have done next week, I can just go to next week's page and then already start listing stuff out. So by the time I come to Sunday and I start listing or planning everything, I already have a whole bunch of stuff here, and I can just pick stuff out and then move it to the date that I want to do it. So basically this is like a funnel system for your to-do list. You're just brainstorming it out up here, and then down here you're kind of funneling it in to the day of the week that you want to get it done. And then of course, like I said before, this is the area where you keep stuff that has to be done at a certain time. If you have a meeting at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, then you would put your whatever appointment it is from this time to this time, and you'll already know just by this that it's there and that it's going to happen on this date. So up here in the corner, I keep the week's big three. These are the big three goals that I have for that week. So if you go to the other worksheet that we worked on, I'm going to bring it up really quick. So that's this right here, the goal tracking. The first section of this was your goals for the next 12 months, your personal and your business goals. These are your big, it's going to take a really long time and a lot of effort to get these things done kind of goals. And then this is basically another funneling system. So it's coming from really big from a top down perspective, I guess, and then breaking things down here. So you may have a goal that's huge and it's going to take you all year to get it done, but then you're going to break these down into these. So you're going to take 3 things from these items up here and then break it down even smaller. So you may have one goal here that's going to be broken down here for the month, and even it's going to be broken down even deeper, maybe like 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 times, because it's going to be broken down once per month. So this goal is only going to show up here once, but it's going to actually, the steps of it are going to show up here 12 times this year, maybe less if you can get it done in less time, but it will still show up here during the year. So this is a big goal. This is that same goal broken down into digestible chunks. And then down here you have these goals, these monthly goals broken down even finer. So you'll have the next 4 weeks, and week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 are going to be broken down here. So we're taking this goal, which is a smaller part of this goal, your 12-month goal, and we're going to bring it down here to week 1, and we're going to break it down even further, week 2, and so on and so on. So you'll have for week 1 3 big goals. I'm going to give you an example just from mine, just to kind of give you an idea. For me, I have a big goal up here that's a little bit abstract. It's I want to build a helpful blog is one of my big goals that I made for this, and it's really abstract. It doesn't really give much information. They always say that you should have SMART goals and that the goals should be very specific and everything. And that's fine, but you still have to have the big picture goals. You still have to have those things that you want to get done. And for me, that one of those big goals is to build a helpful blog. So that goes up here. And then when I come down here, I'm trying to figure out what it is that I need to do first in order to get that one big, or the first step in getting that big goal done. So if I have a big goal up here of building a helpful blog, what can I do? What is the first step that I can take in order to do that? So, and then that would go here. And for me, my first month is to get my blog up to date so that I can be more consistent with it. So right now I'm working on blog posts and videos and all of those things that are going to get me ahead of schedule so that I can make sure that I'm always consistent with my blog. So it's completely up to you, and whatever you feel is right for yourself, what that first step is going to be. But for me, that's what I chose. Now I'm going to break that down even further. I have this goal to get my blog up to date here. Now here in week 1, my specific goals for that were to write 4 weeks worth of blog posts. So that was my week 1 goal for this specific goal. My week 2 breakdown for that was to write the blog posts, create the images, create videos, and make all the social media images. Week 3 was to refine all of that stuff. And then week 4 is for promotion. So I know that seems like those are also very broad things, and writing or 4 weeks worth of blog posts and videos seems like a big task, especially since it's only one of the 3 big goals that I've got planned for the week. But that's where this list comes in. So if I come back here, I already know what my plan is. So it's to write those blog posts. So that's up here. I would put all of the details about that. So I would choose the topics maybe. I would write the scripts, write the blog posts, or I might even break it down even further and do write blog post 1, write blog post 2, write blog post 3, write blog post 4. And that's just for me mentally, so that I know, or I can check something off. I'm one of those people that just has to know that I'm getting things done. I get really frustrated when I have a huge project and I feel like nothing's getting done, but it all comes together in the end. But if I write things out really fine and granular like that, like write blog post 1 and I'm able to check it off, I feel so much better and more motivated to go to write blog post number 2. So if those little tips and tricks work for you like they do for me, then definitely use that. Bring it down and make it as granular as possible so that you can see yourself taking action and getting things accomplished. So this right here, it looks like a whole bunch of stuff here, but really, if you're bringing down that goal of I need to write 4 weeks worth of blog posts, and that's going to be done this week, then all of this stuff that you're writing in here, they're going to be very actionable, very small tasks that you're going to get done. So write a blog post, write another one, or 1, 2, 3, write blog post number 4, and then start video number 1, video number 2, and all of the things that you need to get done. All of that stuff can go here, but this is just a way to motivate yourself and to give yourself a sense of accomplishment towards your goals. So the first time you use a list like this, all you're going to really be doing is transferring all of the stuff from your written to-do list, everything you have on sticky notes and on your phone and your note-taking app and wherever you keep all your brainstorm ideas. You would just simply transfer that to this form right here. And then for next week, everything that you think of this week that needs to be done next week, all you have to do is write it down in these little boxes here. Whether you keep them in categories or not is up to you. I left those blanks so that you could figure that out for yourself, but you don't have to. If you are like me and you like everything super organized, then you'll probably do that. But this is so flexible, it just doesn't really matter. Either way is fine. And this doesn't really have to be done based on your goals. If you don't want to write down all of your goals, it's helpful and it definitely gives you a direction. So I would definitely recommend to write down goals and make sure that you know what direction you're going with your business, with the personal goals that you have for yourself. But it's not really necessary. If you're a lister and you love writing lists, this could just be an easier way and a more concise way to keep that list together so that you don't have stuff all over the place, different apps, different, sticky notes and stuff all over the place. If you're that person and you just want to be a little bit more organized just with your lists, then something like this would work really well for you as well. So even without all of the goals and getting into all of that, if you just wanted to use this list, this is very, very helpful to make sure that you get things done. There are times when I don't have my list handy and I just can't figure out what to do next. I feel lost. If you are that person and you need that list and you're always, you write everything down, then try this out. See if it works for you. It definitely works for me and it helps a lot. Now, in addition to this, I also use a monthly calendar to write down things like birthdays and meetings and medical and work appointments, all of that kind of stuff. But I also, I'll go into that big monthly calendar, grab all the stuff that's going to happen this weekend. I'll put those in here because I do like to know exactly what time things are happening and what exactly it is. So that's the third and final portion of my planning series. If you enjoyed this series, subscribe to get more resource videos and tutorials. And don't forget to head over to prettywebs.com and sign up for my newsletter to get even more blog, business, and marketing printables. I release free printables and graphic sets each week for your blog and business. Thanks for watching.